Now, I've been gathering pieces for this project for quite a while. I don't know how it's going to come out. I bought a few things. This is going to be, I hope, in the end. We'll see how this goes. I'm trying to put together a slingshot rifle. And I bought the trigger piece, and I got this yoke. I don't know what they call it, if there's a specific name for it. This is where the bands go on. You can either put the round bands in it or flat bands. I have flat bands, which I'm going to plan on using. Now, I'm going to use this. This is 2 pieces of aluminum pipe for the body. Let me back up and give you a sight here. And this is going to be the slider where the trigger mechanism is going to bolt to. But I'm working out details. I haven't videoed any of this yet because I'm still gathering pieces, trying to figure out which way I'm going to go. Am I going to go the aluminum, or am I going to go the wood? And to go this aluminum, it would be easier for me to do this in wood. There's no question about it. I know. Get me a big old chunk of oak or a chunk of walnut, buzz it to shape, bolt it in place, done. But I get to fabricate this a little more with this aluminum. This is actually an old CB antenna. I don't know, the old man had about 5 of them around here, and so I got a spare if I need it. I'm probably never going to put it up. But anyhow, back to, alright, what I'm working on here is this slider, this slide action where the trigger is going to be. And I just started drilling. I'm going to go with this. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't pan out, then I'll go in a different direction. But for now, I'm going to well, I started 1 hole here. Now, to save me time and effort, this would be a little more accurate if I put this in the drill press, or I could actually machine it, which I plan on machining it, but I want to bolt all these 3 pieces here together. This piece, and this flat piece for on top. And I want to bolt it together, or at least get the pattern, the hole pattern in this, and get it so I can bolt it together before I take this piece over, the flat piece, and mill it, because I need to mill a slot in it. But I also need to mill a slot in this, so maybe if I can, I'll possibly try to get this all in one buzz it's bolted together and mill it all at the same time. I don't know how it's all going to work. I do know one thing: drilling things through layers like this with a drill, they often don't come out perfectly accurate on the other side. Like, these will look like they're in the same place here on this side, and then by the time you come through to the other side, it's probably crooked. I wish, I don't have it, but then I need to get them. I need transfer punches, but I don't have any. So let me see something. How does that look? That's that. And that's that already. That's that already. That's that already. Okay, that is not. Why is that so weird like that? Okay, that needs to go over a little more, I think. Let me go just a touch more. Oh boy. There we go. Man, now. Damn it. Okay, here's one. There's two. Now this is just a rough draft. I have other parts. If I have to, I can redo all this, but I'm trying to get a feel for how I'm throwing. You know, I'm throwing junk together. You know, I'm not starting from billet. I'm starting from scraps that I have around here that I'm trying to bolt together to make it look like it's not a complete piece of turd. No promises. Okay, so we got two of them on there. Now we'll see if we can set up now for this next, ooh, there we go. This next thing I need to this is the trigger piece. How this works is you grab your pouch with the ball in it, you stretch this thing back, or what I want to plan to do is slide this forward anyway with the ball and which is in the leather pouch. You tuck it down in here, and then it pulls. Of course, the rubber pulls, the elastic pulls on these, and then when you pull this trigger, they open up. When they open up, she flies. All right, with this, I want to do this. I could really use, this is what I needed a transfer punch for. I can stick that right down in there and go whack, whack, and be done. So we'll go to there, which is the back of here. This needs to be. All right, what am I going to do here? Well, they can do that. How about that? Now we're cooking with gas. Yeah. Since I don't have a transfer punch, what I'll do is, let me see if this works. I'm going to get me a drill bit that absolutely fits snug tight against this, in this, and I'm going to set this on here where it needs to be, and then I'll mark it with the drill bit. So let me find a drill bit first. It's nice and so what I decided on is I'm going to do this as a temporary fix here. I'm going to put these 4 screws in here, tighten these things down as tight as possible, so that this doesn't move. Then come back in and run that slot. Once I run this slot, to allow this tongue or the trigger to go down through here, I'll be able to set this in place, bolt it in place, then run my second set of screws down through to hold this in place. So you ready for this? Got you on the Skycam hookup. You'd see what I got you held up in the air by, you'd be scared. Okay, I think that tracked. I lined it up best I could, so I'm gonna run with it. Make sure I'm down far enough. I'm just gonna take it real slow and easy and see what happens. Handsome. Come here now. Okay, looks like we're gonna have oh, looky there. Looks like the holes even line up somewhat. Can't ask for better than that, right? Okay, back over to the bench. Now when I went to put this trigger bracket on these pipes, like I said, this is going to be like this with that in there, and the trigger is going to be down through, and it's going to go on two side-by-side pipes, which are going to be the body, like this. These aren't the ones, I'm just giving you a demonstration. Well, thing is, when I tighten these down with that top plate on there, these will pinch, and they pinch closed, and then you can't slide this up and down. I want this to slide up and down the pipe. Got me? So what I did, I came up with a I'm hoping that's thick enough. If not, I'm gonna have to double it up or whatever. I come up with a shim or a plate to put in there. That's aluminum also, but I got the holes matched up. I want to match the holes up, so what I did is just I clamped this to this with this makeshift jig. Now I'm gonna, I guess I could just drill this right here on the bench right here in front of you. I was gonna put it in a vise and make it all special, but I guess I don't really have to do that. I'm hoping this holds. This really isn't that thick, so it should be pretty good to go. All right, let me put on my far distance glasses. One more time. If you can't raise the bridge, lower the water. I'm going to see if I can't polish these up. I wanted to polish them anyhow, but I'm going to bring these down with some sandpaper to get me there, to get this in order to slide this up and down on here. So let's do it. Let me see. I won't record doing the other one. It's going to be the same thing as this. What I will do probably is bring you back when I ream these out a little something. Yeah, see, it's still giving me much issue. Well, I took that down quite a bit. So, I don't know, maybe it's not enough. So I may end up having to put spacers in here, make a different one besides this one, because it's not quite good enough. I want this to be able to free flow. And I don't know, I mean, I'll give it a ream and see what happens. Yeah. Because there's still some oxidation. The only thing I ran through that was, through here, was steel wool. if I hit that with a nice little sanding disc or sanding whatever cylinder, should be able to open that up a little something. That was crazy. I had a couple more of them, but they're kind of crappy. Yeah, she's feeling like she's going to be a pain in the ass yet, so I'll keep working on this. I'll bring you back when she slides easy dry, and then I'll put a little touch of lube on it and see what happens then. Back to work on this rifle slingshot. As you can see, my process is a little bit psychotic, but that's because I'm trying to fit, form, and put everything together out of pieces and parts of what I already have that already exist, rather than cut everything and make it all new, like right from the beginning. I'm not going with a pattern, I'm going with what's on in my head. Now, sometimes it takes a little bit to get this, and maybe it takes 3 or 4 tries, or 5 or 6 tries. Sometimes you go through a couple hours worth of something to piece everything together. You get there, and at the end of that, it doesn't quite work the way you want it to, and just by happenstance going through that process, you stumble into something else that form, fit, function, just all seems to slap together and work better and was a better idea by stumbling across it. But you don't get there to that point until you've, you know, done some trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. Haven't made up my mind quite yet. I think I'm going to use this for the pistol grip on this, but that remains to be seen. But for now, what I got to do with this, I got to drill this down through, finish these holes out. So I've got all 6 holes here, and then go from there to see what fits functionally, what will work better to fit up in here. As per a handle, something on like that. I mean, that's going to be, that's the beauty of wood. You can trim it and cut it and make whatever you want to out of it. So shape it and form it however it will. But first I have to come up with a pattern on here to see how far apart this is, so I know what screws I need to use to run down in here. Okay, so let me figure out what I have in that thickness and figure out what I'm going to work with. Oh, excuse me. Bring it back. I think I've come up with the right angle for this now. What I'm going to do is basically this. Cut that off and mount her. Is it going to be like that, or is it going to be like this? No, it's going to be like that. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Cut this off and then attach this up in here. But I got to get it at the right angle. Yeah, that seems good. See what you get there. I think we might be all right. I just hope that those screws have enough ass to hold this in this wood. It's fitting time. We're going to see if we can get this sit in there, and I'm going to try to bolt this up. See how this goes. Alright, I'm going to run a pilot hole on this, just because. Now I don't know. Alright, we'll see. I'm going to try to bolt this in here and not have any cracks. I hope she don't blow out the side. I'm not exactly sure what her problem is. How close to the side is that? Well, it might be alright, I guess. We'll see. Finishing touches here. She's attached. Well, for these two screws, if finishing touches. Okay, she looks straight. I'm gonna have to work on that trigger a little bit. She's dragging just a touch, so I'll get in there and file out a little bit of something. But this should be good. It's good and solid. I'm gonna put two more back here, nice and easy, little ones, something, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I could do about the same thing. All right, I'm showing you what I started with here. This is a this is a tripod CB antenna that, I don't know, what does that look like to me? About 12 feet long. I already had two of these pipes cut, but I'm unhappy with this one. I had a little jam up the aluminum bound, and I got some stripes going on here. It's got some grooves. It doesn't really hurt it at all. It's just aesthetically it looks like shit. Not that this is going to be beautiful, but I kind of didn't want to have that in there. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting another pipe out of this. This is crazy. You may say whatever. You go to buy one of these tripods now, they're probably like 300 bucks or better, or a tripole. But there's, I don't know, 3 of them laying around here, 4 of them. I'm not even sure. Dad had a bunch of them, and I don't really use them. And aluminum piping is expensive to buy, so and just like everything else, I'm trying to put together something from what I already have. So let me see if I can stand you up. And you see, take the old pipe cutter and give her about 14 times around. I really got to go clean my mother's barn out so I can get one of these tractors of mine parked over there, so I have easy access. There we go. Cut it off. Nice. Let's see if she matches. There's the tip. Here's an original. Oh, shit. There's an original one I cut. Okay. We're going to call that close enough. We are. Now, I'm going to take this over and polish it up on the lathe. First, I got to back the tractor out, so I'll bring you back. She slides. Can't tell you how tricky it is getting tolerances on this aluminum to get this to pass. Aluminum is just so, I mean, it just loves to bite. Okay. There we go. Probably really should go with the centers on these, but that never seems to work for me. Okay. Now, get the other glasses so I can read this. Where are they? There's the other glasses so I can read this. And some light. Oh boy. Two inches and 29 thousandths. No. About 2 1/4 inches, just a little over. Maybe the outside. Another way I could do this, I guess, would be like this. And here we go, not having to transfer punch again. Alright, what I'll do is what did I need? 3/16. Okay, that was only slightly painful. Take you back over to the other bench.